Hello, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Monique, and I'm on a financial health journey to create an inheritance for the generations to come. And I want to do that through consistency and discipline. So today, no fanfare, not going to try and build up suspense at all. Probably you can tell by the title that I had one more hit that I needed to take from 2023, leading into 2024. So we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk through our 2024 goals as well. So first, I'd like to thank everybody for liking or commenting any of my videos. And for those that have chosen to subscribe to my channel, I appreciate it. I truly started this as a way to hold myself accountable. That is going to be more important than ever going forward. But even with that said, I recognize and respect the community as a whole. So anyone who's decided to take this journey with me, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I did notice that I am over 250 subscribers. So real quick, I did get some mail in. Guess it's Happy Mail. I don't know if it's considered Happy Mail, but I ordered some things from Etsy from a shop called LL Budgets. And look, he's so cute. But I ordered some items from LL Budget and LL Budgets. And there's a thank you card that I received. Thank you for your purchase. I ordered some date night savings trackers. And there are 3 of them that came in a set. And during the time that I placed the order with Etsy on Etsy, shipping was free. And so these are what I'm going to use as a part of my subscriber giveaway for reaching 250 subscribers. And so very quickly, I'll just show. It looks like you get envelopes with this, which is really awesome. I was not actually anticipating that, so that's pretty cool. And then turn and get a little bit more light over here. Let's see if that helps. So I've got 3 envelopes, and then I've got 3 trackers. Each of them says date night savings trackers, different ones. And so I kind of want to get these out. I don't know if it would be as a group or if it would be individual, you know, and have 3 different potential winners. But I think that this is going to be a part of, or going to be the giveaway that I do for 250 subscribers. And so with that said, I haven't decided what I want to do actually for this subscriber giveaway, how you could end up registering for it. But whatever it is, I will announce it in the Budget With Me video that I will do later on this week. Today is December the 26th. So it's the day after Christmas, and when I'm making this video. So I did just want to show you guys. I think I'm going to use these as a part of the subscriber giveaway that I'd like to do, and just say thank you for helping me to reach 250 subscribers. That is really, truly awesome. Let's get to the real nitty gritty. So I received information previous to now that my pay was going to be deducted, right? Because I had a bonus that I've been receiving a little bit throughout the year, as opposed to them giving us a lump sum. So I already knew that there was going to be a hit that I was going to take as far as my payroll was concerned. Since then, I've learned that there's going to be some additional deductions that I need to have done for the first 3 or 4 paychecks, I would say, I think. And then after that, it should start I will then see the payroll deduction that's more aligned with what I was anticipating, as far as seeing the decrease in the income that I was going to receive. So I'm going to see a decrease in my income, but for the next 3 to 4 paychecks, I'm going to see a significant payroll deduction for something that I need to account for. And so with that said, that's going to be a major hit as far as my income is concerned. And so I've had to try and figure out what that's going to look like. I'm going to sit this up here and go ahead and pull out some information maybe on what I'm thinking, I'm looking at for right now, and then what my game plan is as far as how I want to attack that particular deduction that I am going to see. So when I say that it is significant, that's exactly what I mean. So what you see here is, and it looks like I figured it for about 3 checks. So I hope everybody can see that. But basically, I'm going to see potentially, this is not set in stone, but I'm going to potentially see as much as $750 decrease in my pay for the next 3 checks. Okay. And that is, for anyone, I think that that would be significant. So I am basically looking at $2,250 less over the next month, a month and a half than I was initially anticipating, I guess. So I'm going to write that in up here at the top. So we're looking at a decrease of, this is total, $2,250. And that should be the max amount. That might not be exactly what it is, but we shall see. So then what have I done to try and help account for that? And I know a lot of times people will look at their bills and say, you know, what can I get rid of? What can I try to reduce? What do I want to keep? And I guess I did something similar to that, but I went ahead and took some actions. I did not wait until I know for sure how much money is going to be taken out. I just said, let me go ahead and make some changes or adjustments now. So the first thing that had to go was Fubo. So I've already canceled that subscription. And with that change, that will be for the month of January, that will be $100 less that will be coming out. Okay. Next, and I will tell you what I've done to help adjust to these as well, because struggling doesn't mean failing. And I hope that I want somebody to hear that. Just because there's going to be struggles that you're going to have, that does not mean that you are failing in what you need to do. It means that you need to adjust. And that's what I am doing at this point. But within that adjustment, I still needed to find my joy, right? I still needed to find a way, not only that I'm going to still make it, because there are going to be some changes that I need to make, but also, you know, where can I still have some of that, you know, internal peace on what I'm dealing with, so that to make life a little bit easier, to make this road a lot less difficult to travel. So I'm going to talk through some of that too as we're doing this. So first thing, I got rid of Fubo, but I did sign up for Paramount Plus, and I signed up for Paramount Plus with a coupon code for the next 30 days that is going to be free. So I get paid on December the 29th. I get paid again on January, 14th, 15th, somewhere up in there. And then I'll get paid again like on the 24th or 27th, something like that as well. So those are the 3 checks that I am considering with this. And so I went ahead just this morning and registered for Paramount Plus with the 30 days for free. So I can at least watch the Super Bowl. Yes, I am a football fan. So at least I can watch the Super Bowl. And I don't have to worry about any cost. And if I decide to keep it, it will renew at a $5.99, I think it is, a month amount. But I might have another coupon code that I can use in the interim for that, right? So I made some accommodations for that. Second thing, Scribd. I got rid of Scribd. It's almost similar to Audible, where I use this as a way to have books available for me to read, or a podcast that I can listen to. So I did get rid of that. And it's ×1 because it's only for the month of January that it's really going to help as far as this $2,250 that I need to account for. So Scribd got rid of that. But here's something that I didn't realize. Number one, I had Audible prior to getting Scribd, and I still had some books on there that I purchased, but I had not read. So I am currently going through those now. In fact, I'm reading Cicely Tyson's Just As I Am, I think it is. And so I'm not having to spend any money because I already spent the money. But also I thought about it the other night, and I just popped up out of bed and I'm like, hey, I used to be a part of Barnes & Noble's Nook community. You guys remember Nook? So I was like, didn't I have books on that? And when I tell you, I'm talking about 2015, 2016. That's how long ago I purchased these books and was reading and using a Nook, as opposed to actually going into the stores and buying books. I was using the Nook and buying books digitally. So I downloaded the Barnes & Noble Nook app, remembered my username and password. And guys, I had 250 books, 28 of which I have not read yet. So again, I got rid of Scribd, but I love to read. And I did not want to not have that available. Of course, I can always go to a library, yes. But I know, the likelihood of me going there and browsing and finding a book or anything like that would probably be slim to none. But I've been able to account for that, and I'm not going to have to spend any money to do it. And I'm still going to be able to enjoy my love of reading. Gym. I went ahead and canceled Planet Fitness. That comes in at just 1 month at $25 for the month of January. But I've gotten back to walking at the park. So since then, I've been able to do 2 miles almost every day since I canceled the gym subscription right before Christmas, about 4 or 5 days before Christmas, I would say. And so I'm finding that love again of being outside, being in nature, walking, and it is free. And so I am having a great time doing that. So again, I've gotten rid of things that I've had to pay for, but I've not gotten rid of, or I don't have to deal without the joy of having those events happen, right? So I got rid of Food Bowl, but I still get to watch the Super Bowl, and it's not going to cost me any money. I get rid of Scribd, but I still am going to be able to read my books. It's not going to cost me any extra money. I got rid of the gym, but I am going to be able to exercise, and it's not going to cost me any money. And so again, remember, a struggle doesn't mean a fail. So even though you may have a moment in time where you are struggling, the key is to find a way to still get the feeling, to still be able to achieve the feeling, even when you need to make sure you're not doing it at a cost. Okay. Next, I realized and looked at my budget. So typically I put about $250 to $300. I budgeted on the low end. $250 in my sinking funds. We're just going to completely remove that. I'm not going to be able to give any money towards sinking funds over the next 3 checks, and that will save me $750. Okay, so we remove that. Next, I looked at my budget and I tried to put aside about $125 towards the savings and savings challenges that I have. So we're going to remove that for the next 3 weeks. As well. So that's 125 times 3 is 375. I was thinking 425. I don't know why. So that's $375 that we're going to be able to save. So you may not see a lot of savings challenges and other things. We'll see. I'm not going to stress myself out about it. But again, if I save some money as far as my variable expenses are concerned, then I will maybe go ahead and be able to fund some savings challenges along the way. Next, I cannot go without giving tithes at all, but I am reducing the amount of giving that I am going to do over the next 3 checks. And so I'm going to remove about $100 from each of the payroll checks that I usually give towards tithes. I'm going to take $100 away. Again, that doesn't take me to zero. I have to give. And there's a certain amount that, I feel like is required. But I can remove about $100 from each of those offerings or giving events. And so that's going to save me about $300. And I would just say, everybody, just take that and just let's move on. Please don't try to convince me not to give anything at all. This feels okay. Giving nothing didn't feel okay for me. So there you go. I was able to reduce, and I actually think it's more than this. I think I went from $199 a month for my Verizon bill to where I canceled a phone that I had that I was using for my own personal business that I have. And I canceled that. And it looks like that brings me down to $170 a month from $199. So it's probably, I'm going to say 30. Let's do 30. I think that's going to be about $30. And although we're counting this for one event, so the bill that would be due in January, that is going to be a permanent change, of course, that's made. So I have been able to reduce my Verizon bill, my cell phone bill, by $30. And then my son, I told him that he's going to need to start paying me every month for his cell phone. So he is covered under my plan. And it's about $35 a month that his line cost. And I said, I think that it is totally doable for you to give me $35 a month to cover your phone. And again, that will be going forward. But for the purposes of trying to combat that $22.50, we're only going to count that for the month of January. That'll save another $35. And then for variable expenses. So right now, I've been giving myself about $320 a month. I'm sorry, $320 a week so per paycheck, that would be about 600. It was 640. So 640 per paycheck. So 640 per paycheck. I've been giving myself to spend for variable expenses. I backed that down from $640 to $500. So I'm only going to give myself $500 per paycheck to cover variable expenses. And so that's a reduction of from $320 every week to $250 every week. And so that saves me about $140 per paycheck. When you multiply that times 3, because that's what we're considering, that there's going to be 3 checks that I'm going to have to adjust for. That's going to be $420. That's $420 I should be able to save for that. So when you look at this total, I'm anticipating at the max $750 every paycheck that is going to go towards a payroll deduction. And when you multiply that times 3, and it's $2,250. Now, this is rough math. Don't know if that $750 is right. Don't know if it's only going to be for 3 checks. It may actually only be for 2. I'm not sure. I'm on vacation from work. And so I'll have to wait until I get back to the office to kind of see what's going on as far as that's concerned. But these are just some rough numbers, right? So basically I am $2,250 is what I'm anticipating being in the hole, quote unquote. So minus 100 for the FUBO, minus 12 for Scribed, minus 25 from the gym, minus 750, not giving anything towards sinking funds, minus 375, not giving anything towards savings challenges, minus 300, the reduction that I'll see in tithes, minus 30 for Verizon, minus 35 that my son will be giving me for his cell phone, and then minus 420 for variable expenses. So basically, in looking at the amount of money that I think I am going to be out and making these adjustments, everywhere that I needed to cancel something, I've already canceled it. Okay, those changes are already in play. But minus what I think I can save as far as expenses are concerned and bills are concerned, that leaves me short only about $203. And let me just tell you, they talk about the fact that fear and faith can't really reside in the same place. And I would love to tell you that my faith kicked in before my fear did. But when I heard about the additional deduction that I needed to make, at least for a little while, it was a little frightening for me. And so that left me at $2,250. When I kind of calculated that in my head, I was looking at it and I'm like, how can I do that? I've already made all of the changes that I can. I've already been able to adjust as much as I can. And this is just proof positive that sometimes you think you've done everything you can. Sometimes you think you've made all of the adjustments that you can, and you cannot squeeze the rock any more than what you already have. And then when you're faced with it, it is amazing what you can probably come up with. And so what I had to understand as well as I'm doing this, if I do this and this works out well over the next 3 paychecks, what does that mean for the year to come when I actually go to the normal payroll deduction amount that I should anticipate? What does that mean at that point? Did I have this much, not fluff in my account, but what was I doing with this money? Like I don't remember saving $2,250 from 3 paychecks in 2023. So did I have this money available and somehow I was adjusting or using it or spending it and not even understanding and recognizing how much I could have been saving and putting towards my Roth IRA, etc. Some things that I've wanted to do, like I say at the beginning of every video, I want to create an inheritance for the generations to come. I want to do that through consistency and discipline. And so was I really as consistent and was I really as disciplined as I could have been? And so this has been an eye-opening experience for me. So overall, it feels like I may only be about $200 short if I can hold true and stay consistent and disciplined with this particular plan. So I'm going to put this plan within my goals, which we're going to talk about in a quick moment. I'm going to put this plan within my goals, and I'm going to prayerfully be able to hit this. And when it comes to this $203 that I may be short, that is probably going to come from this mini savings challenge. So according to my notes, this mini savings challenge has a little bit over $200. I won't be putting anything else in there. You know, we've taken out savings and sinking funds for right now. But if I really have to have it, and if I really need it, I'm going to pull it from this, because this is the reason why you save this money. And so at first I was like, dang, I don't want to spend it. And I'm like, well, what were you saving it for? You were saving it to spend it. So stop stressing yourself out. And so by the looks of things, I'm going to be able to absorb this change. And it didn't feel like it when I first heard about it. But now that I've been able to think through it, I feel a lot better. So that is what I'm looking at. This was the last gut punch of 2023. I took it. I'm going to take that hit and I'm going to keep on moving. And like I said, this struggle does not mean failure. And so I know that I am going to be okay. But with that said, it got me thinking, you know, I'm going to write this out and have this as a part of my goals. But it was like, okay, so what are you going to do as well for 2024? Like for your goals, Monique. So I'm going to set this aside because I want to show you guys. All right. So I used to be a budget journaler and paper bullet journaler and budget journaler. So let me see if I can find, I think I have it here somewhere. Let's see. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to show you guys everything. There you go. All right. So I did have budget goals for 2023 and they were written out. As you can see here, wasn't a lot. But I did look at this as I was setting up my 2024 goals. And I wanted to say, how did I do as far as my 2023 goals were concerned? And I did pretty good. So my emergency fund, doing the Dave Ramsey baby steps, I wanted to save $1,000 for my emergency fund. Hope you guys can see that. And I did. And I've used it. And now I'm in the process of getting my emergency fund built back up to $1,000. I'm pretty close. I think I'm at like 800. But I did do the initial $1,000 within 2023. The next was I wanted to pay off my Discover. So my Discover card is what I used to transfer balances for 2 Credit One cards that I had. And I had to have those paid off prior to August of 2023. I think it was August of 2023. And I did that. So I paid off that Discover. I'm actually using that Discover card now for another balance transfer that I did for Best Buy and for Rooms to Go. And that's how I'm kind of slowly getting rid of my private label credit cards. But I did pay off Discover for that initial one as it related to Credit One, the Credit One cards. And I did that in 2023. Next, I wanted to be able to fully fund my property insurance sinking fund, and I was able to do that. So I removed my property insurance from my mortgage. I've been taking on that cost and paying that myself. And for this, as far as funding it, I have been able to do that. So I make my payments quarterly for those, and I have not missed a beat as far as that's concerned. So that is another one that is checked off. And then the last goal was pay cash for furniture. This is the only goal that I did not make. I ended up using, well, I'm going to say I didn't make it because I did not use cash for it. But what I can tell you is I got a Rooms to Go credit card, private label card. It was at 0% interest, and I used that to purchase my furniture. And then when it became, you know, a good idea for me to move that balance over to the Discover credit card, that's what I did. So my Rooms to Go card is at a 0 balance. My furniture has been paid for, and I did not pay any interest on it. But I don't think technically that counts. So I'm just going to say I did not hit this. So 3 out of the 4 goals that I had for 2023, I was able to accomplish, and that made me feel good. All right, so in comes 2024, and what do my goals look like for 2024? So with that, I used, and you guys by now probably have seen it if you've seen any of her videos, and if you're doing any budgeting videos, I'm almost positive you've seen those. So let me turn this pin on and go here to Budget Treasure. So Budget Treasures has a 2024 goals like I guess digital sheet that she has available. There's a link in her 2024 goals YouTube video. There's a link in the description that leads you to this. It is free. So you do not have to pay anything for it. And I would encourage anyone that if you have not set your 2024 goals, if you're trying to figure out a way how to document those so that you have it, I'd encourage you to use her information or her page and use this particular template because it's free again, and it covers more than just financial goals, which we will talk about in a minute. Okay, so it definitely covers more than just the financial goals. So I'm going to go in a little bit more. All right, and then we will cover these. And let's get started. So we'll start with financial, but we'll continue on through personal, etc. And here's the thing. When I got the news that my payroll deduction was going to be larger than I anticipated, at least in the interim, I was contemplating coming back over to my 2024 goals and starting to adjust these, to try and adjust what my goal is based on what my circumstance was in the moment. And I realized that that was not the right way to do this. And so I have left my goals the same. I believe that they are all, I will be able to accomplish all of them. I will not let a setback for just a couple of paychecks ruin the entire year and the goals that I have set up. It almost happened, but I was able to say, okay, Monique, get yourself together. Again, just because you have to struggle to make it doesn't mean that you have to consider it a failure and that you can't do it at all. So I left my goals the same. Let's talk about it. First, from a budgeting standpoint, I want to cash flow Christmas like I did this past year. And I want to save for cleaning off land. So I have land or property that my dad left me. And I want to start clearing that off so that I can eventually build a house there when I get ready to retire. But I went and looked at the property, and I really feel like I need to clear off that land, the brush and everything, and keep it maintained for a while to make it easier when I get ready for that next step. So I want to save up for that. I have no idea how much it will cost to clear off the land. I think it's about a half an acre that I'm going to be working with. And so we'll see. I want to plan for around $1,500 to $2,000 that I need to have saved up, save it up in 2024 and actually get it cleaned off in 2025. I want to be able to save $1,000 in my Roth IRA. Now, I have a 401k with my job already, but I started a Roth IRA. I put $100 in there just to keep it open, and I haven't been able to contribute anything since. And I really want to change that mindset. Again, if I'm able to make it without $2,250 from 3 checks. So if there's $750 worth of fluff in my paycheck, I should be able to figure out a way to account for this and make this $1,000 over the next year in 2024. As far as debt is concerned, I want to pay off the Discover balance transfers before the interest applies. Now, this one I still think I can do it, but I don't know if I'm going to adjust the amount that I'm currently paying for Discover over the next month, just for the month of January. So I've been giving about $300 or putting about $300 towards my Discover account or my Discover bill so far. And that's to make sure that I get that balance transfer taken care of before the interest applies. I'm probably going to back that out a little bit and only do maybe about 200 for January. And then I'll need to make up for that a little bit later, but I still think that this is doable. And then as far as my cash envelopes are concerned, I use cashless envelopes for my variable expenses. But when it comes to spending and buying something, I want to try and wait 24 hours before I make an unplanned purchase. So that's not groceries, that's not gas, but it's like, can I wait that long? Can I wait 24 hours instead of making, because I can be a spontaneous shopper. And you know what always gets me? If I'm in Target or Walmart or somewhere, which is why I don't go into stores very often. You save money when you sit at home. But when I go into those stores, just walking down the aisle, I will pick stuff. I will pick up little stuff here and there. And it might only feel like it's $7, $8 here or there, but I know I am guilty of that. So I'll do that. And then sometimes I get a good idea in my mind and I go ahead and make a purchase and, buy something, let Amazon ship it over to me, and then I'm happy, right? One of the things that I did, for example, over the last month, I bought another juicer. I got a juicer. There's nothing wrong with my juicer, but I wanted another juicer. So I got another juicer. It was on sale. It was on clearance. It was only $40 and it was normally $200. So it's a great deal, but I bought another juicer and I didn't need a juicer. So I want to do this, wait 24 hours before making an unplanned purchase, because I'm hoping if I sleep on it and I get up the next morning, just like I tried to talk myself into it, maybe I can talk myself out of it. So those are my goals as far as my finances are concerned for 2024. Here's some additional ones for financial. So no spend. 10 no spend days per month is my goal. If I do that, that's 120 days. That's roughly 4 months of no spending, which is excellent. But I do have a stretch goal, and my stretch goal is to try and get to 15 no spend days. And guys, when I figure that out, 15 no spend days times 12 months is 180 days. That's 6 months of not spending any money. And I don't know if I can do it, but I did, for the no spend, give myself a regular goal and then a stretch goal. As far as my income and side hustle is concerned, I want to make sure I'm consistent with posting on IG. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I do have a side hustle business. It's called Family of Gems. I have a Etsy page and I sell jewelry and other things that I bling out. And so I want to be consistent with posts on Instagram, as well as I want to add a new product every month. One of the other things that I am going to do as well is that I'm going to start wearing a little bit of jewelry while I'm making my videos, and any jewelry that I wear is going to be things that I make. And it's just another way for me to showcase that. It's not to say that anyone has to purchase. I'm not adding a link to my Family of Gems Etsy page on my budgeting page. This page is truly for budgeting and holding myself accountable. But also I do recognize that I need to promote myself where I can and make sure that I'm not hurting this business just because I'm concerned about the perception of others. And so I am going to do that. As far as giving is concerned, I want to donate to a nonprofit every quarter. My brother has a nonprofit that he does. And so my hope is that will be the nonprofit that I actually can donate to. But there might be some times that I want to do it for other ones as well. So typically, because I give about $75 for every paycheck towards my property insurance sinking fund, I usually have a little bit that's over. I pay that quarterly. So I pay my property insurance quarterly. And the last time that I had a little bit over, I think we went to the movies. The time before that, we went on a date night, me and my boo. And so what I think I might do is to put that money towards that donation. And that might be a good way to cover those costs where it's already being absorbed into my budget. And I'm not trying to create another cash flow here that I have to worry about paying. So I think that's how I'm going to do it as far as that giving is concerned. For self-care, I want to do one self-care day off of work every month. We shall see. I set this goal for myself this last year, 2023 as well, and I didn't do it. But it's not because I couldn't do it. It's just because I just didn't think about it. So I'm going to try and make this a priority going forward, but we shall see. And I want to do some type of mani-pedi session. Again, none of this will happen probably in January or February, but going forward outside of that, then that's what I'm going to look at taking care of or doing for self-care. For YouTube, I want to make sure I'm posting at least 2 videos per week. And I do want to create a playlist for my videos so that all my budget with me's are together, my savings challenge stuffings are together, weekly budget check-ins are together, etc. So I do want to create playlists. That way, if anyone finds my channel and there's one thing that they like specifically, like I love budget with me's. I don't see a lot of YouTubers doing as much as they used to do on that. I guess because their numbers never really change. But I love watching someone budget truly for a paycheck or for that monthly view or look. And so I think having a playlist so that those things that anyone who's viewing my content are most interested in, it'll be easier for them to find. So I want to create that as a part of my 2024 goals, and then create a separate budget content account as far as Instagram is concerned. So I only have my personal account right now. I'm not really fond of the idea that having my budgeting stuff mixed in with my personal stuff, because to be quite frank, other than my sister, nobody knows that I did. Well, my sister and my boo, nobody knows that I do this. And so I think I like having that separation there. So I think I'm going to create a separate content account in Instagram just for budgeting. And then I don't have any goals as far as TikTok is concerned, honey. Y'all can keep that. That is not for me. So for family and friends, I want to make one school event for my younger nieces and nephews. I think I told you guys before that my brother has little smaller kids, and first of all, Auntie won when it came to Christmas. I bought my baby girl a princess outfit that she wanted to put on immediately, and I was the bomb diggity. Okay, for Christmas, I won. And so, it is going to be a little bit difficult. They live out of state. They live a couple of states away. So it's going to have to be a conscious effort. It's going to be difficult too because my daughter is still in school. So trying to make school events 2 states away when you have a child that's still in school is going to be tough, but I'm going to figure it out. I know I am. So I'm going to figure it out. And I want to make sure that I am there and I show up for my family. And then I am in the midst of the family reunion planning for 2024. You guys might have seen that I'm saving up for that, but it's not just saving up for that to actually participate in it. I'm actually the one planning it. I planned the inaugural one that we did several years back before the pandemic, just to start getting our family together. Then we had another one that our cousins in Florida planned. Then the pandemic hit. We haven't had one in 3-4 years. So we're trying to get it back up again. And so I am making that a goal of mine to make sure that I can get my family together. Fitness, workout at least 3 times a week. That workout is really going to be the gym now. I'm sorry, not the gym, but it's going to be the park now, not the gym. So for walking at the park at least 3 times a week. I want to juice every weekday. I've been juicing and it's made a huge difference, especially in inflammation and my eczema and other things. Man, even my eyebrows are growing back. Like, juicing is the bomb. And so I'm going to continue to do that every weekday, and I want to lose 25 pounds. I won't tell you where that will put me, and I'm not going to tell you where I am now. Just know 25 pounds will make a difference and my knees would be happy. As far as faith is concerned, I want to read more scripture. And I figured out a plan to do that. It's been difficult to try and get started in this area, but what I'm going to do is just go cover to cover. I'm just going to start at Genesis and let's work our way on through. And so I'm going to set a plan for how many chapters I want to read a day, and I want to read more scripture for sure. I also want to encourage the kids to come to church more consistently. I go quite often. I have to for the next bullet that we're going to talk about. But with that said, I talk to the kids about going, but I don't necessarily make it a big deal. And I think I need to change that. I get a lot out of it, and I want them to get a lot out of it too. And so I am going to work harder at making sure I'm encouraging them to come and be there and be a presence. And then ASL, American Sign Language, I am learning that. If you've seen some of my previous videos, I might have mentioned that before. This has always been a passion of mine to do, and I've really wanted to do this for a long time, and I am doing it now. And I am actually a part of a ministry within my church where we're learning how to interpret church services for the deaf or hearing impaired. And so I want to be able to interpret like an altar call prayer. Now that might seem like little. Okay, somebody's praying. Is that a lot of work? It is, because I never know what he's going to say, right? Or I never know what the pastor's going to say, or whoever's been called to do the altar call. I don't know what they're going to say, which means I have to practice words outside of just the scriptures, right? Because we never know what they're going to say. And so that is going to be a lot of work for me. It's going to require me to now start to listen to conversations when I'm out in public, understand how people are talking, and try to learn how to interpret just everyday conversation. And that will help me to achieve this. Currently, I do songs. I might do scriptures or like responsive reading, those types of things that can be planned out and I can practice. This will be more spontaneous, I guess. And so I've got to, and I, like I said, I never know what they're going to say. And so I've just got to be prepared for that. So this is going to be stepping up my game quite a bit. And then I want to learn ASL for each Bible verse of the day. And so I use the Bible YouVersion, I think it is, Bible app, and they give you a verse of the day every day. I've been doing it about 3 days a week so far, so I do want to step up my game on that. But that is definitely helping me to increase my skills as well. So that's what I had as my own goal that I wrote in, and I think that is it. Yes, that is. So those are my goals for 2024. That's my update as far as the last punch of 2023. But I will say, knowing that I hit almost all of my goals in my 2023 goals that I set, knowing that I hit all those has been the encouragement I think that I need in order to make sure that I achieve my 2024 goals. And so, all right, I think we're good. This video is way longer than I anticipated. I am actually going to say it's going to be a chatty video. Hopefully you guys are tuned into it. Stay tuned as well. My next video, I think it's going to be a budget with me, should have my subscriber giveaway information and how you can register for the giveaway that I'm going to do. And we're going to give away the LL Budgets savings trackers and envelopes as the gift itself. All right, I think that is it. Thank you everybody for your time. You guys have a good one.